name is Mase The Comedian from San Antonio, Texas, and this is Props Comic. That would be my biggest inspiration for everything, Anthony Jeselnik. First time watching him, I was kind of blown away by how dark and twisted and psychopathic he was, and kind of like his irony with kind of his misdirections. And that's what I wanted to do, because I never thought I was really like that funny of a guy to do stand up. I just like how he wrote his jokes, and after watching Thoughts and Prayers a couple years back, it made me want to write that kind of style of comedy. So definitely Anthony Jeselnik. I'm going to go with the national act of Mark Norman. Just watching him be able to really just kind of riff off anything that's given to him. He really puts the time into every subject that could be possibly brought up, and that man can riff on anything. And I've seen only one other person do that, and that would be my good friend Michelle Cantu. Doing shows with her kind of makes me feel like, wow, I'm not a real comedian. That woman can riff for 45 minutes just on what happened for that day and make you laugh, makes me laugh, and definitely makes me feel like I'm a fake comedian. So my all-time favorite joke, kind of going to have to go back to Jeselnik on this one. I think it's kind of a riff off a classic. It's the report card joke, where he talks about his dad used to beat him when he was younger, and his dad beat him when he gave him his bad report card. And he does the whole joke of, so I started giving my report card to my mom, but like how he spins it around at the end, just kind of like taking something that's old and making it new, and just kind of making you gasp on it. That's my favorite thing, and I still wish I could steal that and make that part of my set. But that's definitely my favorite joke. So I'm going to go with this line up here. I'm going to give the old classic answer of Dave Chappelle headlining with, I'm going to throw Mark Norman, but I also want to throw a kicker in there, Dusty Slay featuring, and then I'll say, just for kicks, we'll say Michelle Cantu hosting, and maybe a guest appearance by classic George Lopez from like 20 years ago. And then if at one point in time I could just run up on stage and just tell a funny joke in the middle of it, that would be great, just to get kicked off. Reason being is those are kind of like my all different. It's a well mixed variety of comics. I feel like Dave Chappelle, it's Chappelle. I think he's the GOAT when it comes to comedy. Mark Norman, like I talked about earlier, can riff on anything. Dusty Slay, he brings kind of that down home, like a southern, like a good old boy kind of comedy that I think is very relaxed, and a lot of the more conservative audience would like. And then Michelle Cantu, kind of on the Mark Norman level, but more appeared to the ladies in the crowd. And then George Lopez was kind of my TV dad growing up, so that would be more for me, because I know I'm about to die. So it'd be like saying goodbye to my dad. And then, me getting kicked off the stage just because I'm a wild party boy and I get kicked out of a lot of things. So that would be the best night of my life, best comedy show of my life. One thing I definitely do before going on stage is tell myself, hey, I'm still going to be alive after this set is done. I used to take it so seriously when I go up there, like it was life or death, whether I did good or bad, and it would kind of, I would feel defeated, and I have to kind of settle myself down and relax myself, and just realize that no matter how the show goes, I'm still me after I'm done, and I'm still going to have a life after this, and there's still another shot. Another thing I do that and I'm going to say I don't need to do is usually I have a couple drinks. So, but I'm working on that. You're going to be dedicating a lot of time to something that it's never going. It's you're gonna fail more times than you're gonna win, and it can feel defeating inside, mentally, physically. You're going to spend a lot of time on something you feel like it's not going to reward you back all the time. And and reason I say that is because I think comedy is it's not a lottery. The comedy business, it's not a lottery, it's a business. So it's kind of like a small business. You're going to have to put in a lot more work than you're going to get out, especially for a long time. And it's tough. It's tough, and you can have some of the most fun moments of your life. But I know a lot of people that tell me they want to get into it, and some of them I don't think could handle some of the rejection you're going to get, not only from promoters or from comedians, but also just from the general public. If people don't like you, they're not going to like you, and if you can't handle public opinion, well, it's going to be bad. So it can be tough. So that's my way of saying that, if you can't handle any of that, I think those are the people that shouldn't get into comedy. As for the should, if you have a happy-go-lucky attitude and you want to try new things and you think you can run a room, I think everyone should at least try one open mic before they die.